make the move. Carl Jones lives and breathes one dream.
I feel like I'm already homesick, not being in New Zealand.
But wife Jenna's a real home bird.
I've never been on a plane before. I've never been anywhere.
While a week in New Zealand sees Carl's passion fuelled,
It's perfect. What more can I ask for?
Jenna's not convinced.
I couldn't live here. Awful, isn't it? I wouldn't move here in a million years.
And giving her husband the life he longs for could leave her heartbroken.
My mum is everything to me. And I would miss her.
Lying in the southwest Pacific, New Zealand has almost 10,000 miles of beaches and boasts over 2,000 hours of sunshine every year. So it's no surprise that for nearly 40 years, it's ranked in the top 10 destinations for UK residents choosing to emigrate. But it isn't utopia for everyone. And of the thousands of families who make the move each year, 1 in 2 return home, their dream in tatters.
Although he's never visited the country, Carl Jones is obsessed with moving to New Zealand. Over the last 3 years, he spent hundreds of hours online researching what he believes to be the promised land. Now, he's got just 1 week to convince his wife Jenna to give up everything she loves in the UK for a new life down under.
The family's journey begins with 3 flights across 3 time zones, travelling from London to Auckland via Dubai. It's an epic journey for anyone, and with 3 out of 4 family members having never flown before, it's been a testing start to the week.
It's taken us 2 days to get here, and it was a hard 2 days. We coped, I did really well, and the kids did brilliant.
The time travelling hasn't put Charlie off.
It was all good and we landed and I've been way.
And Jenna's already seen how much it's meant to Carl to finally reach the destination of his dreams.
When we were about to land, that was quite a magic moment for you, wasn't it?
It was. I can't believe I'm finally here, to be honest. This week is going to be it now. We've just got to make sure.
The pressure is on.
It is on. It is on.
Jenna will need convincing if Carl's to have his way, making the move to New Zealand a permanent one.
It's going to have to be Fan-Dabby Daisy with sprinkles on the top.
And cherry.
I want to go outside.
Oliver knows exactly what he wants, but as they head out into Auckland, where the family will spend the rest of their lives is anything but certain. Back in the UK, the Jones live in the small town of Mildenhall in Suffolk. They are Dad Carl, Mum Jenna, 5-year-old Oliver and 3-year-old Charlie.
As a family, we do like to spend a lot of time together. The boys love being outside, being free, being able to run around.
For the past 3 years, life for the family has been hijacked by the dream Carl holds to move down under.
I feel like I'm already homesick, not being in New Zealand. I've looked at that many pictures, I've done that much research. I feel like it should be my home already.
Carl's spent hundreds of hours researching the country he longs to call home, and it's driving Jenna mad.
He is absolutely glued to the laptop every night. He keeps sending me photographs of New Zealand, and I've given up now every time I get the next 100. It's very obsessional, very, very
Just stop
obsessional.
at 1,000 because you can't put no more in a Facebook gallery than 1,000.
Carl's created spreadsheets examining family finances, researched property and jobs, and gets frequent Kiwi weather updates on his phone. He's become infatuated with a land he's never visited.
No, we've never been to New Zealand.
No.
So quite how my husband's so in love with a country he's never been to, that really plays on my mind.
Carl's obsession started after his aunt and uncle moved down under when he was a child. For years he's been desperate to persuade Jenna to follow in their footsteps.
When I first started the conversations with Jenna, she blatantly did not want to know one little bit. It was literally, shut up, I'm not going.
I don't like change. In fact, I hate change. I live in a little bit of a bubble.
You do.
Jenna's a self-confessed home bird.
I've never been on a plane before. I've never been anywhere.
Well, you've been to France, but
I've been to France. I went on the Eurostar, but that's the furthest I've ever been.
But Carl's desperate to take Jenna to the other side of the world, believing New Zealand will give Oliver and Charlie a much brighter future.
The main reason is definitely the kids. You know, I want them to have the best upbringing that is possible, and I feel that is in New Zealand.
His biggest stumbling block will be persuading Jenna to say goodbye to her mum, who lives just 5 minutes away.
Every day I see my mum, so we are incredibly, incredibly close. We couldn't be closer.
Oliver and Charlie adore their nan too.
My mum is definitely more than a nanny to them.
Yeah, she is a second mother, definitely.
They're so close to their nan. She is everything to him. She really is.
The thought of putting 12,000 miles between her and her mum is almost too much for Jenna to bear.
I don't like thinking about it because it makes me upset
Yeah.
to leave my mum. Sorry. Because I do, I love my mum so, so much. My biggest worry is that she will blame me for leaving, for taking the children away. I know she won't. I know she won't say that she feels like that, but deep down I don't want her to resent me for wanting to move on and to give my family a better life.
Leaving her mum would be truly heartbreaking for Jenna, but Carl's determined to persuade his wife to follow his dream.
I do feel guilty at times for doing it, but we've got to think the bigger picture. And it's not just Jenna's mum, it's the boys, and I want what's best for them.
It just feels like all the weight's on my shoulders. I don't know how I'm going to feel. I really, really don't. But it's going to take something incredibly special to make me want to move to the other side of the world. It really is.
The Jones are spending their trial week in Auckland. It's all Carl's wanted for the last 3 years, and the week ahead is the best chance he'll ever have of persuading Jenna New Zealand's where the family's future lies. The Joneses' temporary base is a 2-bedroom house in the centre of Mairangi Bay, on the city's north shore. But will their first slice of Kiwi living meet Carl's high expectations?
That's it. Don't run, Oliver. Is that it? Call Oliver. What do you think of this house, eh?
Oliver's saying nothing, but Carl knows it's Jenna's opinion that counts.
I hope that's not the kitchen.
That is.
Is it?
It's only for a week though, isn't it?
It's not the best start, but Carl's keen to keep things in perspective.
It does seem more of a holiday letting type
I
house.
couldn't stay here for a week, but I couldn't live here.
A quick tour of the house does little to improve Jenna's mood.
Bathroom really isn't, well, for any of us to be honest, it's just
It's
horrible.
horrible.
It is
It's horrible. I wouldn't move here in a million years.
And Oliver's not impressed either.
The toilet is a little bit small. It's like a potty.
As the family unpack, Carl admits it's been an unsettling start to his week.
I am slightly worried that New Zealand isn't going to live up to my expectations. 'Cause obviously, I've never been here. Everything I've done has been on the web.
He's finally set foot in the country of his dreams, but it'll have a lot to live up to if Carl's to persuade Jenna a move's worthwhile.
It's my decision that counts. Carl already has made his decision, really.
I have had this dream for so long, and it's weird. It's actually kicking in now.
So it's a lot of pressure for me to cope with, knowing that I could potentially see us coming over here, or I could be the reason that we don't.
In the UK, Carl and Jenna have been living in this 3-bedroom mid-terrace house in Mildenhall for 8 years.
I love my little house. Obviously, we've brought up our children here.
Yeah,
It's close to my family, which is the main thing.
Carl isn't as sentimental at the prospect of giving it all up.
I won't be too bothered really, because, you know, a home's a home. You make a new one, and hopefully the next one will be bigger and better.
So what's on his wish list for a house down under?
Would have to have a garage, 3 to maybe 4 bedrooms, and just generally a bit bigger.
And for Jenna?
I'd like big reception rooms, a nice-sized kitchen. The only other thing I really want would be a downstairs toilet, so I'm quite easily pleased.
Carl and Jenna have £1,000 a month to spend on rent in New Zealand. To find out what their money could get, we'll show them 3 properties, 2 on budget, and a third which could be their dream home. Only after they've seen each one will they find out the monthly rent. The search gets going in the seaside suburb of Tor Bay on the popular North Shore. With beaches, a bustling village and good primary schools nearby, the area has plenty to offer Jenna and the boys. Being just 30 minutes from Auckland's central business district would mean a short commute for Carl too.
Got like a little
shed.
stick your mum in there, out of the way.
Carl, you're meant to be persuading Jenna, not putting her off. Hopefully this brand new 3-bedroom house will help.
Wow, look at this.
It's actually quite nice in here.
But that enthusiasm's short-lived.
This is very small, isn't it?
It is small. Kind of looks strange how the kitchen cupboards are here.
Oh yeah, like
kind
in
of,
the room.
Yeah.
The compact living this house offers clearly isn't what Jenna's after, and even Carl looks unimpressed. Oliver and Charlie, though, are making plans regardless.
Charlie, do you want this to be your room? And then I'll have another room.
Carl and Jenna aren't as impressed with the bedrooms.
Yeah, I don't like this.
Yeah, this is too much wood, isn't it?
It is.
Based on the look of this house, I'm not that impressed.
It's looking like a disastrous start for Carl's campaign to convince Jenna to move.
Cramped, isn't it?
Yeah. So there's no bath.
Is that, I was just about to say, there's no bath, is there?
You can't do anything with it because it's just wood everywhere.
No.
It's not like you can just put a lick of paint on it.
And moving outside, things go from bad to worse.
If this is the garden, it's really not been maintained at all.
It's awful, isn't
It
it?
is. The kids can't play in this at all.
I wouldn't even want the dog out here,
No.
let alone the children.
You worry about like a rattlesnake attacking you out in here.
No, I don't like it.
Upstairs, things look better, but Carl's realising he's defeated.
That is nice, but the house doesn't sell it.
Coming as far away from friends and family as we're thinking, you've got to come for reasons that are greater than this.
It's definitely not the house for Jenna, but if it's under their £1,000 per month rental budget, could she have a change of heart?
Okay, so let's have a look. So that's £920
Per month.
If this was what we could have for our budget, then I wouldn't be willing to make the move.
I'm hoping other houses are out there better than this.
Realising the true cost of property in New Zealand has meant a crushing start to Carl's chances of persuading Jenna to share his dream. Will the next house be affordable and more impressive? It's located in the suburb of Beach Haven, an area popular with young families and boasting a strong community spirit, which could help Jenna feel at home. Close to beaches, it would also offer the boys plenty of opportunity to enjoy the outdoor lifestyle Carl wants for them.
It's not like this, it's not too overlooked.
But will the house have the space they want too?
Wait, isn't it?
Huge. I love those lights.
They are smart, aren't they?
It's a much more positive start, and even Oliver agrees.
It is really big.
With plenty of living space and 3 good-sized bedrooms, thankfully Carl and, more importantly, Jenna can see some potential in this house.
It's quite a nice, decent-sized
Oh
room.
yeah, I'm waiting for something to go wrong. Wow, it's a bit bigger than a wardrobe.
That is nice.
I didn't want a walk-in wardrobe. It's not,
But I'm not
to me, it's
complaining.
not a necessity, but it's lovely. No, I'm not moaning.
Jenna's delighted with what this house offers, and if she's happy, Carl's happy.
I do like this house, it's very nice. You know, you've
See?
got off-street parking, you've just got a bit of everything you want here.
And the fact the property has 2 bathrooms means Jenna's even more excited.
Walk in.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is nice.
No more fighting over the toilet. Lovely finish, isn't it? The whole
Yeah.
thing. Everything is just perfect.
That's what I want to hear.
The odds on Carl persuading Jenna to move could be improving, but will it still be the house for them when they check out the garden?
It's not very big though, is it?
No,
It's on a
it's-
quite a steep slope, so you can't really like play on it.
The house is perfect. It's just the garden.
It is.
In an ideal world, you'd want the big, nice garden to go
You
with
would.
the big house.
You would. 'Cause it is quite small.
It is small.
The family might have to compromise on space outside, but this house could still be the one to convince Jenna to follow Carl's dream.
This is what I would move halfway around the world for.
That's a massive step forward for Carl, but before he gets too carried away, the couple need to find out if they could afford a house like this.
So our monthly budget is £1,000.
Yeah,
I actually think it's going to be around 980.
it's going to be over that. The only thing is the garden.
The garden's small.
But
There's like
I-
a garage as well, we've got to remember. So
But I think probably about £1,300 a month.
oh, look how close I was.
Wow.
You're only talking 55.
£55 a month more, so we could have this. But there's still a lot more to find out.
Discovering the house is only a few pounds over budget is a huge relief to Jenna, but she's determined not to get carried away. That might all change though when she sees the final property of the day. Returning to Tor Bay where their search started, we found what should be the couple's dream house.
This one looks big.
It does look big, I must admit.
This brand new 3-bedroom property promises plenty of space for everyone.
Oh, this is nice.
This is absolutely lovely.
This is what I'm talking about.
The modern interiors and open-plan living and kitchen area certainly have the wow factor.
So I like this island in the middle
Lovely.
here.
That is very
know.
nice. It's quite a contemporary kitchen.
When you stand here and look out
Yeah,
into that
look at
view,
that.
that is lovely.
If I could have this house, it would tick another box for me. Would you live here?
Yeah, I want to live in New Zealand.
Wow. We'll have to see.
Jenna's still not jumping into anything, even if she can picture this house as a home.
This could be the master bedroom,
Yeah.
which is plenty big enough. I'd be more than happy to wake up here every morning.
And downstairs lies something else to tempt Oliver and Charlie.
Oh, this is nice. It's like a little games room for them. They just make a mess and they're out of the way. You can maybe have some steps going up into here,
Yeah,
and you could store all your games and stuff in here, and you're cutting and sticking.
I want you to bring my Super Mario Brothers here.
With the garage Carl wants, this house has something for everyone, both inside and out.
Oh, this is nice, Jenna. Just sit down here in the evenings,
That is lovely.
looking over into the sea.
This property has definitely boosted Carl's chances of persuading Jenna to see the benefits of moving down under. But will discovering what it costs change everything?
I think this property is going to be around £1,350 per month.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot more than that. This is a big house. I'm going to go for double our budget at £2,000 per month. Well, let's find out.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
1,240. So it's actually under what I said.
It is. I'm shocked.
£1,240 per month. The location, the house, the beach, the schools. It's perfect. What more can I ask for?
It is the whole package, isn't it?
This is everything.
The Jones property search started slowly but has ended on a real high. The first house had zero appeal for Jenna and left Carl reeling when he discovered a small property can still carry a large price tag. House number 2 had the spacious interiors Carl and Jenna wanted and got a much more positive reaction as a result. And the final property of the day blew the whole family away, and being only £240 over budget was a very welcome bonus. So based on what they've learned, will the Jones choose property in the UK or New Zealand?
New Zealand!
Really?
Because the houses were great. We couldn't get those in the UK. So I'm going to be honest, and they were better in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Oliver, why did you pick New Zealand?
Because it's nice and hot.
Well, Jenna's decision has made my day today, to be honest. The dream is getting ever closer. Every decision we make is getting us that bit closer.
Jenna's vote for New Zealand is a brilliant start to the week for Carl, but he knows it's only a small victory in a much bigger battle. With an eye on the dream property, both Jenna and Carl will need to find jobs that will enable them to pay for it. In the UK, Carl's worked hard to achieve his current role as a mechanical design engineer at a leading defence systems company.
I was working previously on the shop floor for approximately 10 years. So then eventually I managed to get my foot in the door and become a design engineer, yes.
With his experience and exploration of job prospects down under, he's confident about starting afresh.
I have done some research on jobs and there is a few always on the table out there which I could just walk straight into.
Jenna's a part-time activity coordinator and carer at a residential home. It's a job she adores, so finding something similar or even better is a must.
If I potentially could find the dream job, I really do believe that it would help me to sway more towards voting for New Zealand.
What happens today will be key in helping Carl show Jenna the move to New Zealand is a viable one.
I'm a little bit nervous, but to be honest, I'm very optimistic, thinking that it's all going to go great today, because I can't see any reason why it wouldn't.
We've arranged for him to meet Anthony Borridge at a niche recruitment company specialising in jobs for engineering professionals, and he's quick to steer the conversation round to business.
So based on my CV, what do you think my opportunity would be over here?
There's a couple of issues. Firstly, you're not a mechanical engineer, you're not a tertiary qualified one. So under the skills shortage that we have here, you wouldn't qualify for that.
Lacking a degree in engineering means Carl's not eligible to enter New Zealand via the country's skills shortage list, and that could make it harder for him to get a visa.
It's up to the employer then to decide whether your skills are in that amount of demand for them to consider taking you on from overseas.
Any jobs Carl could apply for to obtain a visa would be advertised to New Zealanders first. Hopefully, there'll be fewer surprises for Jenna when she visits a daycare centre in a retirement village.
I'm looking forward to seeing the different options, and I'm just looking forward to finding out more.
Jenna's met by human resources consultant Nicole, who takes her on a tour.
This is an example of what most of our villages are like here in New Zealand.
Somebody should be really proud of themselves because this is amazing.
Looks like Jenna's found the perfect place to work. But back with Carl, things still don't sound good.
You're more in the area of modular building design and steel. There's not a huge demand for that here. However, outside of Auckland, Christchurch is an obvious area realistically for a job opportunity. You may have to consider moving elsewhere.
Okay.
It's a triple whammy, but Carl's not giving up.
So what would be my expected salary here in New Zealand?
Probably anywhere between 65, maybe up to 75,000. You may get a little bit more, but it's really dependent on the employer.
The salary is slightly higher than at home, but no degree in a competitive market means Carl could struggle to find work.
After my job interview today, I'm feeling a little bit disappointed to find out there isn't as many jobs out there I could maybe apply for.
Back at the retirement village, Jenna's hearing about her own work options.
You've got a lot of experience, and obviously you've got your certificate too.
Yeah.
So yes, that's just exactly the skills we're looking for.
It's really great to know. It really is. I mean, because this would be so enjoyable to wake up every morning to come to work in somewhere like this.
Jenna could be in demand, but she's keen to know she could work part-time.
We've got shorter shifts in the mornings and sort of those 8 till 12 shifts and 4 till 9s in the evenings. It's not rolling rosters, it doesn't change. Those are your set hours every week.
Wonderful, because it's nice with a young family, obviously, to know what I'm doing from week to week, month to month. So that's a really, really good, positive thing.
But will the salary be sufficient?
So working part-time, about 20 hours a week, we're looking at just over 17,000 New Zealand dollars per year, which would be about £8,500.
Okay, that's around about what I'm getting now, I believe, in the UK.
Unlike Carl, Jenna's had a really positive day at work, which leads to an interesting conversation when the couple are reunited later.
How did your day go then, Jenna?
The place was amazing. It's like walking into a 5-star hotel.
I found out a couple of things. I'm not on the skilled shortage list.
Oh.
You need a degree to be on the skilled shortage list.
Could you get a degree though?
I could earn a degree, it can take 3 years.
Right.
The other issue I found out today, the job isn't in demand as I thought it would be.
Oh.
Jenna seems to have taken Carl's news in her stride, but how will it impact on the couple's decision between work in the UK and New Zealand?
New Zealand.
Undecided.
Oh.
I've gone with undecided because I've come away with more questions technically. It still might be possible,
Well, yeah.
but I need to know if I can get a job with not having
Yeah.
a degree.
But I couldn't not vote for that.
From what you're saying about
It was
that.
amazing.
A day discovering his employment prospects has seen holes appear in Carl's dream. But ironically, Jenna's now beginning to see some merits in New Zealand life. So could a day exploring the local lifestyle be the spark needed to reignite Carl's enthusiasm?
Keen to explore average family life in Auckland, the family visit a school carnival in the suburb of Royal Oak.
Oh, aren't these scarecrows brilliant, Oliver?
Charlie, look. This is called Mother Nature. There's all flowers and stuff.
This annual fundraising event features children's entertainment and almost 100 bric-a-brac and food stalls.
Oh, it's brilliant to see him having fun though, isn't it?
And a draft.
You want a giraffe? And which one would you like, Oliver? We have one giraffe and one dinosaur, please. This is almost worth it just on its own, seeing how communities come together like this.
Yeah, it is a nice factor, but you wouldn't move here just for this.
Yet again, Carl and Jenna aren't quite in agreement. Perhaps an afternoon on the beach will smooth over any difference in opinion.
I like New Zealand, and I want to live here.
Oliver's been won over, and after yesterday's bad news, Carl's feeling more optimistic too.
The lifestyle has actually lived up to my expectations. Well, you can only see on the TV how beautiful a country this actually is. It is unbelievable, and I just do hope we actually move here.
Carl's having a ball, but the family day out means Jenna's thoughts have turned to the prospect of leaving her mum.
If we were to make the move, I think obviously the first initial time would be, well, it would be horrible because it's everything. My mum is everything to me. And I would miss her. But I look what I could give my family here, and it just seems so selfish that I don't want to do it because of me. And I watch the children playing, and I know Carl's having a wonderful, fantastic time, and it's me that's making them not come here, and that's really, really upsetting.
Carl appreciates just how torn his wife is.
If Jenna gets too emotional and she decides that she can't actually make the move because she'll miss her mum too much, I fully understand that, but I must admit I would be gutted because this seems to be such a wonderful lifestyle, and I can see this being our home because it's just so beautiful here.
But understanding how much a move means to Carl makes Jenna's decision even tougher.
He'd go home tomorrow and pack his bag and come back and wouldn't ever look back. But for me, it's very, very different because I have that tie, and sometimes I think perhaps I'm a little bit too dependent on what I have at home, but that's all I've ever known.
This dream means everything to me now. I want it. Now that I've been here, I really want this dream, and I just hope Jenna does too.
Difficult decisions lie ahead, but based on today, has Jenna seen enough to want more of the lifestyle New Zealand could offer?
Based on our day today, our vote goes to... New Zealand!
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Yay, New Zealand's that one, darling.
So why did everyone pick New Zealand then?
Weather's lovely, the beach is lovely, the activities we've done today are lovely, so that's why I voted New Zealand.
I must admit, I 100% agree with you. It's just been such a wonderful experience, you know. I still can't get over that carnival we went to. It's just blown my mind. I'm like, why can't we do that in the UK?
So, Oliver, why did you vote New Zealand?
Because it's nice and sunny and it's really hot.
A full deck of votes for New Zealand is a great result for Carl, but he still has a long way to go if he's to convince Jenna to get behind his dream. Although his work prospects remain uncertain, being able to prove to her a move could bring financial benefits could be enough to bring her on board. If the family moved, they'd rent out their home in the UK. They'd hope to achieve a rental income of around £600 per month. We sent round 2 estate agents to see if their estimate is accurate.
Oliver, can you press play, please?
I think.
Very attractive living room, benefits enormously from the replacement UPVC double glazing.
Oh, that's good. Look at my gloss work, look.
They must have a rather large dog.
We do.
With a kennel. It's a shame that's there, really, because it could put some potential buyers off. But,
Oh,
other than that-
behave.
As a child's bedroom, this works very well.
Look, Oliver.
Very pleasant room.
That was Mario, isn't it, the fish?
We would recommend this particular property should achieve a rental of around £625 per calendar month.
Yeah.
We'd be able to rent this out for approximately £600 per calendar month, and we'd be able to turn it over very, very quickly for them.
That would more than cover our mortgage payment,
Yeah,
wouldn't it? So
it would.
at least we'd know that that would kind of take care of itself.
It was.
It's a good start, but while the boys play outside, Carl and Jenna see how the rest of the figures stack up. Carl's research has led him to believe they'll be around £700 per month better off in New Zealand, but Jenna's not so certain.
I just can't see that being right. I think you've done something wrong somewhere, so I'm quite nervous about looking there.
Using on-the-ground facts, we've provided the couple with a cost of living comparison, starting with their weekly food shop.
There's a lot that is more expensive.
What's this one? Like £3, so...
Jam. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 items on our shopping list that is minimal pence.
Yeah.
Less.
The couple are shocked to discover they'll be forking out almost £157 more for food every month.
Really and truly, we don't have a lot of luxuries every week, do we? So this is just basically what we would need.
Basing sums on the second property they saw, Carl and Jenna move on to compare the bigger bills.
Electricity,
Expensive, isn't it?
mobile phones.
Minus.
Well, they're cheaper, aren't they?
The figures don't look good when they compare how much they'd spend every month down under.
So the difference is minus £556.37 per month worse off in New Zealand.
The reality isn't matching Carl's research, but he's still hopeful.
No, we haven't done the last bit yet.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I'm not as confident as what you are. Clearly.
Carl's relying on the couple's potential salaries to make up the shortfall in New Zealand. But when he does the final calculation, it's still bad news.
is £255 worse off
In New Zealand.
in New Zealand.
But that's a hell of a difference from what you had worked
That is,
out.
and that is. So I want to know why it's different to the one I've done in my head.
Well, your head is not the most reliable, is it? This is in black and white. We've worked it out. It doesn't matter how many times you read through it, it's not going to change.
Realising the move could be little more than a pipe dream is devastating.
I knew that you were wrong. And it upsets me, because I knew you were wrong. And that you still, now, even when we've done all of this working out the sums, you still refuse to believe it.
I don't want to believe it. You're right.
But you've got to. You've got to believe it, because this is it, Carl.
With the figures weighing heavily on their minds, it's time for Carl and Jenna to choose between finances in the UK or New Zealand.
UK.
UK.
It's a no-brainer.
It is. At the moment, I'm completely gutted. You know, I thought I was so much better off a month, but obviously, according to that, I'm not.
Realising he'd done the maths wrong was a cruel blow for Carl, and the greatest hurdle of all is still to come. Jenna's always been concerned about having to leave loved ones in the UK. While the boys play outside, the couple take time out to watch heartfelt messages from home.
I know Jenna's not looking forward to it, but...
It's going to be really hard for me, because obviously this is my main fear. Here we go.
I'll let you press.
Thank you.
Hi, Jenna, Carl, Oliver and Charlie.
Hi, Carl, Jenna.
They're a good family unit, aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah, they work well together.
Yeah.
You can see the love's there, and that they're a lovely family.
Carl is easygoing. He's easy to get on with. He normally works very hard.
Jenna's lovely. She's bubbly. She'll do anything for anyone.
She's the life and soul of the party.
Yes, definitely that.
You know, if you could choose a daughter, you'd choose Jenna. That is for sure. Well, I certainly would, if I didn't have my daughter.
Charlie is he's a very loving little boy. He likes kiss, cuddle, and he loves you to sit there and read him stories.
Such lovely boys. They're like, very much bundles of fun.
I think Carl's talked about it quite a lot. You know, he's mentioned it to Jenna, and he said that it would be a dream of his to move to New Zealand. I don't want him to go. If she does go, I don't know what I'll do. But she's got to do what's best for them boys and her.
And it will be hard, looking at their pictures of them and not being able to cuddle them. You know, I think that's what I find the hardest. Not able to cuddle them anymore. Sorry. You couldn't put your arms around them anymore, though, could you? It's not the same.
Just follow your dreams. You've got to do what you feel's best, and yes, you will be missed.
As hard as it will be for everybody back home, if you decide that this is what you want, good luck to you all.
But it's only for the best, because they could have such a wonderful life out there.
And Jenna and Carl, my view is, if you want to go, you go, and you go for it, big time. But I don't want to...
She doesn't want to hold them back.
No, I don't. I wouldn't want that. I don't want to hold them back. They need to better themselves, and them two little boys give them a nice, better life than what they've got here. And I just can't say anymore.
That was hard. Really hard. It's not nice seeing my mum upset like that.
No.
Especially about the boys.
I think she's pretty much looked after them all their life so far, hasn't she?
Yeah. But it just makes it feel a little bit more real. Because it would break her heart. Then it would break my heart. Yeah, that was hard.
Heartbreaking messages could mean the end of Carl's dream for a new life for his family down under.
Arriving in Auckland a week ago, Carl Jones was convinced New Zealand would be everything he'd been hoping for. But while the country may have lived up to expectations, the finances could have put it beyond reach.
It has been a dream for such a long time, and it's unbelievable to think I could have this, but maybe I won't be able to afford it, so that's kind of a massive knock.
Jenna realises how much her husband wants a future for their family in the country.
It does upset me because it is his dream. He wants this so much. Will he still go with his heart and pick New Zealand, or will he be realistic? I don't know, but Carl is a dreamer, so I wouldn't put anything past him.
But while work and lifestyle opportunities may have meant Jenna's begun to consider New Zealand as an option,
every time that, I voted New Zealand this week is because I really have wanted to vote New Zealand.
I think Jenna's loved it, so I think it's going to be an interesting decision later on.
She's now torn between making her husband's wish come true and having to leave her mum behind.
I just really wanted to go home and give my mum a cuddle after seeing her message. My head is saying stay in New Zealand, but my heart is in the UK.
As their trial week draws to a close, the looming decision is weighing heavily on both Carl and Jenna's minds.
It's a lot of upheaval to move your family to the other side of the world, but is it worth it? I don't know. I really don't know.
This is probably the biggest decision we've made as a family. I don't think it could get much bigger.
For better or worse, it's time to find out if the family are going to keep their life in the UK or start afresh in New Zealand.
So we've had a lovely week here in New Zealand, and our final vote goes to... Undecided.
I'm actually really pleased you've gone with that.
Yeah.
Because it shows that you're not going with that
Yeah.
because of your mum.
Yeah.
But you're going with that because you've had a great time and you want to do a bit more research
Exactly.
into cost of living. Because I think that's
Yeah.
the reason
Yeah,
only.
it is. I was thinking that you might have just still gone with New Zealand even after everything we've found out, but I'm glad that you've been sensible about it.
Without coming here to see all of this.
Oh, we would never
It'd
have
never
got
have
this
happened.
far.
It never would have happened. So I think actually coming here with the trial week, it's took us from being my 5% getting you convinced
Yeah.
to 90%.
Yeah, I
and
agree
the
with
last 10 is now the questions that we've come away with this week.
Yeah.
Their undecided vote means Carl's dream could live another day. And if he can make the finances work, well, who knows? The Joneses could yet be on the move to a new life down under. We wish them the very best of luck wherever they decide to call home.
Well, find out if the Joneses have made the move by visiting the Wanted Down Under website.